Before history is written, it's played. Before it's frozen in time, it's fought one shift at a time. Before it's etched in silver, it's carved in ice. What happens next will last forever.
The Stanley Cup Final continues. Oilers, Panthers on ABC and ESPN+.
This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Want to know another Snapple fact? The first hot air balloon passengers were a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. Ridiculous. Check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavored Snapple near you.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Single Sounds. I am your host, Katie Mack, and this is the only podcast that helps you listeners find a date. I interview the singles and you can write in if you would like to date them. And today we are back with a lovely single, and he really is the true hobbyist. He plays all the instruments and does all the sports. And one of his hobbies does include stand-up comedy. I didn't actually know that when we were recording, and I think it became more and more obvious because I was just laughing so much throughout the whole episode. He really did come out with some cracking one-liners. And speaking of comedy shows, I'm going to segue into the fact that I am hosting a live comedy dating show with 2Thursday, which is going to be one of the funniest dating shows you've ever been to. I can promise you that. How it works is there's one girl and three guys, or vice versa, and the single person picks who they would like to go on the date with, sight unseen. However, when they do see all the contestants after they've made their choice, there's many twists, such as they can swap out the contestant, and then the person picked also gets asked if they'd like to go on the date with the person who picked them, or if they'd rather take home a cash prize. I've witnessed all outcomes, and you truly never know what to expect. At the moment, the tickets are on early bird sale, so they are only £5, so get them while they last. All the details and tickets are in the show notes. The show will be irresistible, just like the man on this week's episode. You can guarantee he will plan an excellent date, as he truly is a planner, but sometimes his venue choices have let him down despite his creativity. So he will be weirdly attracted to anyone who calls him out on his bullshit. Okay, hi, welcome to Single Sounds.
Hello.
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 So exciting. Let's start with your profile. Who, what, where. First question is, who are you sexually attracted to?
Women. Men are gross.
What did you say? Sorry?
Men are gross.
Men are gross. Yeah, fair.
Sorry.
I'd actually agree. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
That's what I'm attracted to.
Unlucky you.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I think I am. I just wish. Okay, and what are you looking for?
I think ideally something kind of meaningful,
Yeah.
preferably long term,
Nice.
but I'm open to other things so long as it's like meaningful.
Dating intentionally.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. How about like height, age? Anything like that?
Age, I guess, so I'm 30, so just roughly around that.
Yeah, that's a fine answer.
And then, what was the other one? Height. So I'm like 5'11" and a half. very nearly 6 foot.
Very nearly.
Probably
Good
like
honesty.
a bit shorter than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess like,
Under 5'11".
yeah.
Yeah. Where would you like to date?
So I live in East London, so
Okay.
but generally London.
Yeah.
But I just probably like Richmond is probably
A bit far.
for me.
Yeah, that's very
far from
understandable. Or like, what about north? Like really high? That would probably be okay.
I think that's probably fine.
Yeah.
You can find good middle ground.
Yeah, you just like super southwest, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like Croydon.
Yeah. No one wants to. No, that's not fair to people in Croydon.
No, I would agree. Yeah, I get. Or like super far west, Heathrow, too far, too far.
I'm not catching a flight for you. I'm sorry.
No. I just couldn't think of like any. Oh, like Oysterley. I was like trying to think of the.
Where's that?
It's like
Oh,
another.
yeah.
Like, I was trying to think of that Piccadilly line, like too far west.
Yeah, like Chiswick.
Yeah, exactly.
That
We're
probably-
quite close to that.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you're lovely, but it probably won't work if you're in Chiswick.
No, because it literally takes like an hour and a half probably to cross.
Yeah. And I know that I'm not worth that. I'm worth a lot, but I'm not worth an hour and a half.
So we wouldn't expect someone else to be worth it. That's really funny. No, I think you should back yourself. I think you are worth it.
I'm worth 2 hours. You're right.
Yeah, maybe even a flight.
Come to me from Stratford-upon-Avon.
Personal joke. Oh, for the listeners' benefit, someone lied to me and said that they, on the apps, that they lived in London, and actually they lived in Stratford-upon-Avon.
That's such a good story. And was a farmer.
Oh yeah, and said that he was in property and actually he was a farmer, which was just a stupid lie. Anyway.
Again, I think it's half true. That is property.
But Stratford-upon-Avon is so far.
That is very
I'm
far.
not signing up for that.
Yeah. That's 2 or 3 trains.
No, I literally looked it up. It was
so much worse than
Has
Chiswick.
changed it, Birmingham. Yeah, that is worse than Chiswick.
Yeah.
I take Chiswick or actual Stratford. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Not Stratford-upon-Avon. Oh dear. Okay, let's move on to the 3 A's. So the first A is acceptance. Will they be accepting of your flaws and your quirks? The first question is, what is your most controversial opinion? It's a good one.
Ooh.
Start strong.
My most controversial opinion is that people in London should have to have a license to be able to walk and be a pedestrian.
Oh yeah, like do a test.
Yeah. Like,
Stop being annoying.
yeah, exactly. We should have like a slow lane and a fast lane. So there's the overtaking lane. If you want to check your phone, you've got to like...
Go in the slow lane.
Yeah, go in the slow lane.
Or even like a phone lane.
Yeah. Like little hard shoulder. Yeah. And you have to like check your blind spot if you're going to do it so that you don't like
indicate
cut in front
off.
of me.
Yeah.
If you get to the front of a TFL queue and you wait until you're at the gate
Or to get your
card out.
Oh yeah.
No, you just get like killed. I don't know.
That's a bit extreme.
Maybe
or
not
like
that.
maybe you get like points deducted, a bit like a license.
Yeah.
And then
6 points and then you have to like redo it. And
you
you're not
do your
allowed to walk
theory
anymore.
again.
Yeah.
And
Your
part of the theory is like when to get your card out before the read. Like 10 meters before minimum.
You have to relearn stopping distances.
Yeah. And like the pace of walking.
Yeah. But just so many times you're like, come on, you're like 3 people walking in a line and you've got suitcases. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
And
They're
it's
just
rush
strolling
hour.
along. Yeah, and they're right in like, I don't know, Liverpool station.
Yeah.
Come on. Or Euston, that one's awful.
Oh, it sucks.
They are redesigning it, but I'm yet to see how they're going to improve that space. I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It is like a stampede.
I don't like it. No offense to anybody who was involved in it, but Euston Station. Mm-mm.
I'm pretty sure my old company were helping with the redesign.
Really?
It was like, oh, so it's better.
Yours and like 50 other companies.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've never like one person's responsibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't actually think that's controversial though.
No? You
No.
could get on board with it.
I mean, the license probably is a bit controversial, like
Okay.
having a test, but I kind of back it.
Yeah. We
They're
could
like
put
a
little
bit
L plates
militant.
on people.
Yeah.
If they're New Zealand, if you're like a tourist.
If you're a tourist, you need a
get T.
tourist badge. Yeah, T
And
badge.
it's like, oh, that's why they're pressing the button to get off the tube. It's fine, I'll give them a pass. And I'll like give them an extra 5 meters when I'm walking behind them.
Yeah. Also, I actually think there should maybe be like an etiquette part of the test. Like maybe when the tourists come in, they need like an etiquette test at the airport to
Right.
say like tube one, great one. This really irks me when people get on before everyone's not got off and they like push their way in. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Now you've slowed it all down for everyone.
I sometimes, yeah.
So like stuff like that could be in the test.
I'm so tempted sometimes, like when I'm getting off and someone's doing that, I just like stand in the middle of the doorway.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's like,
just to make myself more of an obstacle,
yeah, just slow them down.
which isn't my toxic trait, but maybe should be.
No, I so get it. I just don't get the rush. Like,
Yeah.
just wait.
Yeah.
It's more space when they are.
You're literally not getting there any faster.
No, because you will have to wait for us
Yeah.
to get on. So, and it's not even. I find the people that do that don't even go for the seats. Like they just stand in the middle, and it's
Yeah.
like great.
Looking like lost little
Yeah, and
lambs.
then you're blocking everyone trying to get off. It's
Yeah.
like honestly, the patience it takes to wait 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that should be included in the license
I
somehow.
like it. So an etiquette section.
Yeah.
For the tourist visa.
Yeah, but then maybe some Londoners need to be reminded as well.
Yeah, true. Like,
Yeah.
don't sit next to me when there are 5 other seats.
Yeah, maybe it should be part of your like council tax setup. You have to do a quiz. Not controversial that people are annoying, but controversial that they should have to have a test.
Yeah.
That's the summary.
Yeah. It can be a cheap test. You're not going to make them pay like, how much are driving tests are like quite
Oh,
expensive.
they are
aren't
quite expensive. You're right. I think it's like £100 to do the theory. I don't know. I did it when I was 17. Might have gone up significantly.
Show off.
I know. Such a high achiever. Early achiever.
Oh, sorry, I just dropped my pink license.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That is a bit of a dating it for me, to be fair, when they get up a green license.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry if anyone does.
Do you know, I've got a really good friend who he's single, but he's still got the green license, but he got it because he needs an ID.
Oh, yeah. That's
But
the
he
thing.
never learned to drive.
You
So
actually
then
need it.
I'm like, buddy, just, I don't know, use your passport or something.
Yeah, risk the passport.
You don't want people seeing that.
Or is it more of a nick if your passport doesn't have stamps in it?
Oh,
I've never thought of that.
But it's quite.
I feel like
I mean,
on a
they'd have
night
to
out,
really-
if I went through someone's passport and they had no stamps.
Yeah, but you'd have to really rifle through, right?
Oh, yeah, but I was thinking, like, you know, sometimes when you're on a night out, you, like, grab people's licenses to look at their ugly photos.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was a passport and you were drunk, that you're more likely to, like, look at it.
Yeah.
And then if you were, like, skimming through and you were like,
There's
wait,
actually nothing in there.
what is this, a fake, like a prop passport? Okay, and what is your toxic trait?
My toxic trait is probably I make a few too many jokes, I think.
Too many jokes.
Too many jokes, yeah.
Oh,
and
is
I
that
think
toxic?
it can kind of get me in trouble sometimes, though.
Okay.
Like today, I was on a work call, and then one of the directors said twice, "Oh, let's try and nut this out." Thank you.
That's ridiculous.
I had to
That's
go-
not even a saying.
This is the thing. I had to I didn't Google it because I was on my work laptop. I was like, "Is that a thing?
On your phone,
Let's
just
try and
like-
nut this out." I'm
Is
like,
it a thing?
Come on, no. Well, I didn't do. I didn't.
Oh, you
look
didn't
up.
Google it. Oh, you should have Googled it.
I was
I'm
just
going to
there
Google it right now.
Yeah, I was just there like snorting.
Nut this out. Oh, no, it is an idiom. Nut it out. That's ridiculous.
I can't hear it and not laugh. That's the thing.
I've never heard anyone use it, probably for that reason.
Yeah, it's just a bit. I was going to stay close to the bone. Sorry.
I've never thought of that one as being wrong, though, until now it's
Neither
in this
did I
context.
until literally half a second ago.
A close shave is another one.
Ooh.
Close to the bone, close shave. They're all quite
Yeah, some of them. Yeah,
innuendos.
yeah.
Did you say? Or no, just glazed over it.
No, I glazed over it. I had another one though, not related, where I was on a call with two other people, and one I know a bit better, but one is like I don't know as well, basically. And I came onto the call and like was choking a bit, and I was like, "Oops, sorry, I've just got a bit of nut stuck in my throat." And then I said it normally, and then kind of like had to hold back a snigger, and I had to message the other person who I did know to be like, "I hope you caught that because I'm trying so hard not to laugh right now."
Yeah. I think people like jokes, though. If you don't like jokes, though, what's the point in life?
Yeah, very true.
Especially in dating, I feel like if you're making jokes on the date and someone's not laughing, that's pretty...
Oh man, I hate
that's
that.
peak. Does that happen a lot?
Well, I think it's because sometimes I tell jokes and it's not obvious it's a joke, and like,
Right.
it will just go under the radar, and I'm like, do I use it again because that was golden?
And they just think you're weirdly repeating yourself.
Yeah, or they'll be like, it wasn't funny the first time.
Yeah, that's the worst when they say, "Oh yeah, I did hear
I
that."
did hear, and you're like, oh man, and you didn't laugh.
It was shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you tried it again.
Yeah,
Oh.
thanks.
But yeah, I don't think it's too toxic. I'm gonna go for you're okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
really-
you just have to find someone who likes jokes.
And like silly jokes.
Honestly, I would like to say that's easy, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think when it's like dark humor as well, that's where
Oh, okay, yeah, bit different, bit different genre.
I was at a friend's 50th actually
Well, okay,
this weekend. Yeah, I've got a 50-year-old friend.
yeah, fair. I don't think I do. Congrats.
Look at me, I'm so edgy. But like a couple of his friends were talking about like losing parents and using humor to get past that.
Okay.
They're like, oh, like just using dead parent jokes, and I was like, oh yeah, that's great. They never get old.
That's great.
They loved it.
Yeah.
But like the crowd was great for that. But if it's like a different person, would just
Yeah.
hate that.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. Plus, I'd work out what kind of humor they had before using that kind of.
Yeah, those dark jokes.
Yeah.
Some of those really do make me cackle. I'm not going to say any on the podcast because they're really inappropriate, but we can do some after.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. I like no, these actually aren't like too bad. It's the ones that are like, why did the guy fall off his bike?
Go on.
Because I threw a fridge at him. I like those.
That is good.
Yeah, it's just like stupid, like violent ones.
I had a phase. I've grown out of it now, but I had a phase at uni where I loved dead baby jokes.
Dead baby jokes.
Yeah, but they're really.
I feel like that was a bit of a thing.
that was a real phase for people. And I don't do them anymore.
By the way, that was just a phase.
That was a phase. I've grown out of it.
Dead baby. Yeah, that is a bit morbid.
Yeah.
Time and a place. Maybe not first date.
Yeah, maybe cut that out.
Now I'm leaving. It was just a phase.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh man. For me, I think it was like just the contrast of like, you know, it's such an awful thing, but then you make a joke out of it.
Yeah, I think, well, especially British people, that's how we get through life.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
a lot of traumatic things, we just make jokes out of them. And it helps to laugh.
Yeah. I mean, the number of people that you talk to and they're like, you know, had this really awful experience and all I could do was laugh.
No, it's happened to me. I also laugh when I get really embarrassed. I just can't help it. I just giggle
Yeah.
because I'm so uncomfy.
Yeah.
And that's really horrible because they're like, why are you laughing? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, because I'm so uncomfortable. I'm just smiling.
It's really weird we do that though, isn't it?
Again, I think it's some sort of like natural reaction to try and break tension.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, that was the worst when like a teacher would get really cross with you.
And you just can't
And
stop
you couldn't
giggling.
stop because again, you were uncomfortable
Yeah.
and like, it's just, that's actually traumatizing thinking back to that.
And your friends next to you,
Yeah, and they're like
wetting themselves.
shaking and like like moving the table because they're laughing so much. And then you just like the angrier they get, the funnier it gets. And, it's awful. I feel like everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
They must have had one point where someone's like screaming at them and they just can't stop laughing.
And it's like, I don't find you funny, just the situation, I promise.
It's just an awkward human thing to just giggle when you're not meant to. I bet people have giggled at funerals and stuff accidentally.
All the time.
Yeah, just because they're so awkward.
Yeah.
Can't say I've done that, but I've not been to many.
Someone I was talking to recently was like, I think it was his dad or his granddad had died, but he was then like a pallbearer.
Oh yeah.
But he'd got the giggles.
Oh no.
And he's walking into the church, just shaking with laughter, and the whole coffin is going.
Oh god. See again, like you just know you're not supposed to laugh,
You're not
and it
supposed
makes
to laugh,
it
but
worse.
it's
It's awful. Oh my god, no, I think that's my new form of torture of thinking about that situation. It hasn't even happened to me. That's worse
Yeah.
than school.
Yeah.
For sure. Am I just walking down, everyone else is crying and you're just giggling?
And you're giggling
God.
at a funeral.
Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible. Okay, let's move on to adventure section. My favourite question. What is your worst dating story?
My worst dating story. I don't know if it's even that bad, to be fair. But
Okay.
so I pick because I'm great at picking places.
Oh, well done.
I pick.
Green tip for you. Honestly, more men need to take notes if you're listening. Men.
Yeah,
Pick.
listen up, men. No.
Plan and pick.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
So I found this place that was like a hidden bar in like a barber shop, and
Okay.
then so it's like a barber shop, and then you go downstairs, and it's like a jazz club inside.
Oh, fun.
But like cocktail bar, jazz club kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's like a hidden speakeasy.
Yeah, speakeasy vibe.
Okay.
So we go in.
Is that in London?
Yeah, it was in.
Not heard of it.
It was in like Spitalfields.
Oh, nice. Very edgy.
Yeah.
East
East
edge.
London. What can I say? So we go downstairs, and I'm like, oh, the music's kind of loud, but it's good. And then there's this guy that I saw standing up next to one of the tables, who I thought was just like with the table, and then it turns out he's a jazz singer.
Okay.
Which is, I'm like, oh, awesome. There's like this jazz singer here. So we sit down on a table. It's quite empty. There's like that table that he's with. There's another table who are celebrating like a 50th birthday party.
Another 50th.
Yeah, there's 50.
It's a running theme.
It's where my mate's from. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Eventually, he comes over to our table and he's like, oh, what's going on, guys? What are you here for? I'm like, oh, just here on a date, actually. It's the first date.
Ooh, yeah, it's a bit of a risky
He's like,
question.
Yeah, is it?
Well, what are you here for?
Yeah.
First date. Bit of a weird thing to ask from the compere or the jazz musician.
Yeah, it was
I don't
quite
know.
strange. He was being really friendly. Like, it was kind of cool, but he was just talking to every table.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, how do you know each other? And we're like, oh, we literally met today. He's like, oh, how did you meet? Like, on a dating app? And he's like, that's amazing, guys. That's so amazing. Have you got like a song you want to share with the other one? I know, right?
No, I don't know this person.
And I so I panic and I'm just like, Fly Me to the Moon,
Okay.
which is a jazz song.
Yeah, nice.
And he's like, oh, great choice. He goes off. We like have a drink for a bit. He starts Fly Me to the Moon.
Okay.
He comes back and sits with us on the table and serenades us.
No.
And I forgot just how much that song goes on about love.
Yeah.
It's a real lovey-dovey.
It is a love
And he's
song.
making eye contact.
Yeah.
He's like, he's going the whole hog.
Also, the room probably thought you were on like an anniversary
I know.
or a wedding
Yeah, it was so
celebration.
cringe.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know where to look.
First date.
And then later...
And it sounds it was very much like early doors as well.
Oh, yeah.
First hour.
Yeah. This is really, like, we're still in first impressions mode.
Yeah, no one's being themselves. Everyone's just keeping the cards close.
Yeah, and I can't look at her, and I can't look at him, and I'm just, like, looking to the side. Like...
Welcome to the Flash Finds podcast, the world's fastest podcast where we explore how Facebook can help you with the stuff you're into. I'm Emma Rogue, joined by Nathan the Cat Lady, a Facebook creator. So Nathan, if you're into pets, what kind of stuff can you find on Facebook?
Well, I make reels about useful tips for pet owners. For instance, cats don't like still water, so all of my cats have cat fountains.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. What a great episode. See you next time on the Flash Finds podcast, all about discovering the stuff on Facebook you care about. Bye.
And then later, he's like, oh, thanks so much, guys. He leaves. He then later is like dancing with that table of 50-year-olds.
Okay.
They're loving it. They love him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Having the best time.
Yeah, he's like kind of attractive, and they're like just these 50-year-old women being like, yeah, dance with me. And then he makes the whole bar sing happy birthday to them.
Okay.
Which is fine, but then you have to sing in front of a first date.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Oh, yeah. Because they're really out of tune. That would be a bit of a...
I know.
But then if they're going for it too much...
Yeah.
So you have to get that awkward middle ground of like, I can sing, but not well.
Yeah, exactly. Bust out the vibrato, but not too much. No.
Yeah, imagine if you like start opera singing. And you got to be too loud or too quiet. Again, like, it has to be such a perfect middle.
Yeah.
That's a bit stressful.
Yeah. And like, it's the first date, so you're overthinking everything, right?
Yeah.
That's
as I just did. I was like, oh my God. Like,
you weren't even there, and you're like, too loud, too quiet, I don't know.
Yeah, the thoughts were running through my head being like... Because I quite like to sing, so I think I'd be like really conscious of like overdoing it.
I would have rated it though if you'd like really gone for it.
No, I don't think so.
But then later he comes back over and he's like,
not another song request.
I know, and he's like, oh guys, I don't know if you heard earlier, but I announced that there was a birthday and asked, and I was like, is this guy going to tell us off for not singing excitedly enough or something? And he's like, I just wondered if you mind if I announced to the bar that we have another special occasion in.
No, not the first date.
Being your first date.
Why is this man so involved?
I don't know.
I knew it was weird when he asked why.
Why was he so involved in this? I don't know.
I'm not sure I'd recommend this as a first date spot to anyone, to be honest.
I was just like, obviously not.
No,
Obviously
do not announce that to the room.
What planet are you? And he looked so upset.
Really, when you said no?
Yeah, he was like a hurt little puppy.
Oh God, this
I just
man needs a
couldn't do
life.
it.
No, that's awful.
And obviously, when we left, I was just like, I'm sorry, but I never want to see you again. I can't relive that whole experience.
We can't have this as our first bonding moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been quite funny to like reshare.
Yeah.
But
I think, again, like, right person, that would have been a really good story.
yeah.
Because you'd have laughed about it loads. And
Yeah.
Not being too mean to the person, but like, I think if you have the right character to...
Yeah. Just make it fun.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just awkward.
Yeah. I think I tried to make it quite fun. She kind of didn't.
She's probably like, why is this man picked
She's like,
some venue where this jazz guy is like constantly around us?
and why did he sing Happy Birthday so well?
Especially if she was more introverted, that would have been her ideal of hell.
Oh yeah.
That whole date.
Oh man. It was not a good day.
No. How long did you stay? Sounds like quite a while. Like a few hours.
I think it was probably a couple of hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it wasn't terrible. I can't remember at all what we talked about, but
Yeah.
it was all clouded over by
The jazz.
hoping that I get to do a duet with him. I don't know.
Quite original story. Yeah. Haven't heard one similar to that.
Really?
Yeah, just someone getting too involved. And also just in a setting where you thought no one would be involved.
Yeah.
You just thought it'd be a nice bar.
Yeah, just like quiet.
It's not like
little...
you sat front row of a comedy club, but that's kind of what you got.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like front row at a cruise concert or something.
Yeah. It's like you expect that kind of like entertainment, but
Yeah.
it's just very involved.
It was so much.
I wonder if he like remembers that. I wonder if he's like that time that couple denied me
He's talking
to
right
tell
now.
the room
He's talking right now on a podcast.
On
And
another
they're like,
podcast.
what's your worst gig story?
Yeah.
He's like,
This bloody couple didn't let me tell the room, and it was really uncomfortable.
and I sang so well. Did Fly Me to the Moon. I serenaded them.
And they never saw each other ever again.
Even with my eye contact.
Okay. Next question is, what is the biggest risk?
I think the biggest risk I've taken was about a year ago. You've got the giggles.
Sorry. Because I said, what's the biggest risk? Just like in life.
I think probably tigers. Yeah.
What, tigers? I wouldn't have gone with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just tried to
Global
pick
warming, surely.
Yeah, good point. I don't know why I went straight to
natural
tigers.
disasters or nuclear war. Tigers.
Yeah.
Tigers are what's going to get us, guys, in this country.
They're all, the Illuminati are lying to you. It's not AI, it's not nuclear war. It's fucking tigers.
Yeah, this is when you come out with something like, you guys don't know what's coming. Like, I know, I've got insider information about these tigers. They're going to just release them.
That's the whole reason I'm on this podcast. It's here to warn you.
The government are releasing tigers. I've seen them. They've come in ships.
This is what Rishi doesn't want you to know.
Yeah, she's got them in his house. Chains.
That's why they don't want immigrants. It's because they're actually bringing in tigers on the ships.
Oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah, they need all the space for the tigers. Back to the question.
Oh, dear.
So what's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
I think the biggest risk I've taken is about a year ago signing up to a stand-up comedy course. And then...
Course.
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh.
yeah,
Oh, so you can do stand-up comedy?
yeah. And I've kept doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fun.
So, like, yeah.
Oh, I like that. So you do gigs like on the regular, weekly?
Probably about weekly, yeah. I do a weekly gig.
Nice. That's really cool.
It's really fun.
I want to come watch.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What are your sets about? Like dark humour?
Sometimes it's a bit dark. Sometimes...
It's about tigers.
At the moment, I've got a joke that's about a bop it, though, so...
Oh, the like...
Yeah, like the toy.
The
got,
toy. Like
yeah,
bob it.
Yeah.
Twist it.
Yeah. It's
Flick it.
It's a bit weird, but I basically stand at the front, like, being quite sexy with the bop it, 'cause it's like flick it.
Yeah, it is very sexual.
It's quite a sexy
Pull
toy,
it,
yeah.
Twist it, flick
Yeah.
it, bob it.
And then just bop it.
Yeah. I think I'm missing one.
Spin it,
Spin it.
which is a bit of a weird one to get in there too.
Oh, yeah. Spin it.
I don't know what you spin, but
Well, you're a dick.
yeah.
Don't do that on stage. But
Start a helicopter.
you can add that joke in. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be like,
like-
I was going to spin it, but
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's that joke of if girls were a guy for a day, that's all they do all day.
oh, you'd helicopter.
Helicopter dick. That's just spin it.
It's really hard.
I bet every guy's tried so many times.
Definitely. I can guarantee you.
No, there's no chance no one's not tried
Next
that.
time you're on a date with a guy,
I'll ask.
look at his eye and just know that he's tried to helicopter.
Yeah.
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 And ask him.
I'll ask him because if he lies, I'll be like, you're not
Yeah,
fun.
you're a liar and you live in Stratford upon Avon.
Upon open. I feel like we need to add that. I did give him the name of the podcast too, so he might listen.
You gave him the name of what?
The podcast.
Oh, really?
The Stratford upon Avon guy. I just
Oh,
realised
man.
he could easily listen, but oh well. That's what you get. That's what you get for matching on strangers with podcasts. I think that is a pretty big risk. It's very scary.
It was, the first one was so scary.
I can imagine.
I was...
How many people?
The first one, because it was a charity one, the first gig,
Yeah.
because it was at the end of the course, it was like 400 people.
Oh, so everyone on the course did a performance?
Yeah, everyone on the course did a
Oh,
performance.
that's quite sweet.
Yeah,
as your
they-
first one.
Yeah,
All
and
your
that's
peers.
when I mentioned the friend who's 50 earlier. That's how I know him.
Oh, because he started so late in life.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, that's really cool.
It was a really interesting way to meet, because everyone did it for different reasons.
Yeah.
So it was raising money for cancer research, and like some people were doing it because they'd known someone who had cancer or
Okay.
they'd beaten cancer themselves, and then some people like me were just like, I just always wanted to give it a go.
Wanted to try, yeah.
Some people, I really respected this. Some people were like, I just thought it would be the worst thing I could put myself through
As a challenge.
as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, it's my idea of hell, so I signed up to it. And like,
Yeah, that's their
respect.
version of like a ultra marathon.
Yeah.
It's like a comedy course.
facing off a tiger.
Yeah. Biggest risk. But yeah, that's fair. That's really cool. Very
Thank you.
brave. But
You
yeah,
should definitely come along to one.
I will. I
Yeah.
honestly will.
Yeah,
I
I'll pass
love
you over some
comedy.
dates.
I'll bring a date and sit in the front row.
Yes.
The first date, and then you know.
Yeah.
So you got great material.
And then I can heckle you.
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Anyone here on a first date?
No, you just be like, oh, so how did you two? I hate when they do that. It's
Yeah.
The answer's never going to be good because even if it's like, oh, we've been together 3 years, you can still rip them for so much stuff.
Do you know, one time I picked on a couple and I was like, how do you know each other? And they're like, we do professional wrestling together. I know. I was like,
great.
Thank you, comedy gods.
Yeah.
What the hell? I ended up getting one of them on stage
So
to
many questions.
teach me how to do a bloody like a wrestling move.
Oh, cool.
Like threw him over my shoulder.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like he did most of the work, to be honest.
Yeah.
This guy's like 20 stone of muscle. And they're like,
That's so funny. Good risk. Okay, let's move on to the affection section. You picked what you weirdly attracted to.
people putting me in my place.
Okay.
Or like in a bit of a mean way.
Criticism?
Yeah, maybe criticism. I think more like if I get called out on my bullshit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I was trying to think of an example, but I'm really bad with my memory. But like if someone were like, if I were complaining about not having enough holiday, because I was like, oh, I've not been on holiday in ages, and they're just like,
But one then.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like that. Or like what you're talking about, you literally came back 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
It's like
yeah, good point.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's
Or
like a
if-
check.
Yeah.
I get that.
Or if I'm just like halfway through making up a fact and they're just like, that's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I find that really hot.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean though, because it signals that they have their own opinions and like their own mind about stuff, and they're
Yeah.
not just going to accept everything you say.
Yeah.
Because I have dated people that I think I've been a bit too dominant in that way that my opinions just end up being theirs.
Right.
And
okay,
sometimes
yeah.
I just want them to have their own opinions.
Yeah.
And argue
100%.
back, even if you don't want an argument, but I want a bit of a debate.
Yeah.
And if they're always just giving in to whatever you think, that is kind of annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, don't you want to challenge me?
Yeah. What if I spouted some absolute nonsense? Surely you respect me enough to like call me out on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, fact check me.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I get it.
But it's literally, it's one of those things where somebody's done it and I've just like, wasn't even really paying them attention. And then I'm like, oof. Hello.
Ooh.
Hello.
I've noticed you now. Now you're attractive.
Yum.
Someone told me off. Maybe it's like a mummy complex or something.
Oh no, don't ruin it for me.
No, it's not.
I'm just suddenly rethinking every anti-ick that I have.
Anti-ick.
I think of them as anti-icks. You know,
Oh,
like
okay.
random little things that people do that you're like, oh, that's really attractive.
It's like a
isn't it?
turn on.
Yeah.
Oh, anti-ick. I've never called them that.
Common one for girls is if you're in a car and the guy reverses and puts his hand around.
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I hear that from literally every woman I know.
Yeah.
Every straight woman I know.
Yeah, it's just something about the arm.
Yeah.
It's just like quite protective.
Yeah. That's what I always hear.
it. I love a guy that can cook, but I don't feel like it's an anti-ick.
That's just very
It's
sensible.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
just survival skills. No, but it's when they cook well. Like when they're really passionate about it. Because I'm not. So I really appreciate when...
Is it like when you see them, like, would you see them in the kitchen, like, chopping an
Yeah.
onion and you'd be like, oof.
Yeah, with a proper
Yeah,
technique.
yeah.
And like, I don't know, just like getting all crazy with ingredients.
Yeah.
And when you do that frying pan thing where you like
Oh,
fry the...
when you spin it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like real chefing. That is it for me.
I had the most random one the other day. I was in the park and I saw someone eating with a single glove on. They put on a single glove.
What?
I know, it's really
Like
weird.
a sterile glove.
Like a
Like the-
little plastic glove.
Yeah.
And I was just
The
like, I
doctor's
don't know why,
ones.
but I just really like that.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah.
To be clean.
I don't know what it was. I think there was just something like so weirdly overly thought through about it to bring one glove to the park to eat strawberries.
To eat the strawberry. They didn't want it on their hands. Could
Yeah.
they?
I can't believe I brought that up, actually. It was literally
There's definitely
when-
a weirdly attracted to you. That probably wins. Of all the submissions you've ever had.
It was one of those where I just saw it and was like, I have no idea why that's doing things to me, but it just came out of nowhere.
I feel like I need to do that right.
Can we cut that?
Do you want to cut the whole thing?
Like the past half hour? I don't know. I'll think about it, whether to include the glove one.
I think you should. It's funny. Okay, let's move on to your close friend's summary of why someone should date you.
Where to start with describing the qualities of my friend? 60 seconds hardly seems like enough time to give an overview of his packed CV, so I'll launch right in. You know he's a bit adventurous and a fun-loving guy because he's signed up to this podcast. But the list doesn't stop there. Oh no. Expect to find him down at the local climbing centre, training for a marathon, snowboarding down a mountain, or exploring an old shipwreck whilst deep-sea diving, for which he holds multiple certifications. But the fun doesn't stop there. Extreme sports aside, you'll often catch him doing stand-up comedy at one of London's clubs, or even emceeing the event. So at the very least, if you get a date with him, you're likely to bag yourself some free tickets. If comedy and sports aren't your thing, then never fear. He's also a virtuoso musician and can serenade you by crooning you a song, playing you a tune on the piano, or even picking up a trumpet or saxophone. And yes, he's grade 8 in all of the above, so by now you're probably realising that he's the type of guy you love to hate. Surely, you ask yourself, a man this busy can't possibly hold down a full-time job. Well, that's where you're wrong. A master's degree in maths led him naturally into the world of finance, but some years ago he decided to use his powers for good and is now a sustainability consultant for a big firm in London, saving the planet one company at a time. With a few tattoos thrown into the mix to really show the world just how edgy he is, my friend really is the full package. If you decide to go on a date with him, then rest assured that he'll keep you guessing with what fun thing he'll be planning for the two of you next.
Oh. I did enjoy the CV.
I think he did that. I don't know if he did this on purpose. I literally helped him with his CV like probably the night before he recorded that.
So it's on his brain. He was like, right, let's go through
CV mode.
Yeah. Because it was like, you know, there's like cute like about me section.
Yeah.
That was kind of like on the instruments.
Yeah.
And all your like hobbies. But then there was still the maths graduate.
Yeah. It felt like there needed to be like kind of elevator music in the background.
Yeah.
So, like, that friend is actually also recently single, if anyone's interested. Let me know.
That's very gracious of you.
I feel like I
You
got to
on
do
a
him a
double
solid
date?
back. Yeah.
That's cute.
He doesn't live in London.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are we
It's not-
talking?
it's
Stratford
not-
upon Avon?
It's that kind of distance, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. He lives in Lincoln. He's a mere 2-hour drive away.
Well, we're selling him now. Like, it was a very nice voice note.
It was very nice.
Got a lot in.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
I kept
you're
thinking
so
it was
musically
over.
accomplished.
Oh, thank you.
Where did that come from?
Pushy parents?
Fair.
No, that's not fair. They were very generous in like
Paying for all these lessons.
Paying for all these lessons.
They're so expensive.
They're so expensive.
Wait, was singing part of the musical element for you?
But that's recent. I took up singing lessons like a year ago.
God, you're very good at taking up things.
Yeah, I think.
It's like a hobbyist.
I think.
Because there's a lot of sports in there too. It's like snow sports, scuba diving.
Yeah.
Which is a green flag for me.
He missed off windsurfing as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm just so cool.
Yeah,
it's painful.
So many
honestly.
hobbies. Okay, let's wrap it up. What is your short summary of why someone should date you?
I asked ChatGPT for a single word.
Did you actually?
Yeah. And it said irresistible, and I was like, I like that.
Oh,
it's a bit much.
It's quite
yeah,
but
it's a bit over the top.
Back yourself.
Can it be? Does it have to be a
Irresistible,
one? I know it's so much.
No, you can just do the short summary. You don't have
Short
to give a
summary one.
one-word review, but you've given us both now, so you could just end it on irresistible.
I feel like it would be like going kind of well, and then it's just like irresistible.
Everyone's turned off.
Short summary. You should date me because I am a good laugh and a good date.
And you'll pick the place.
And I'll pick the place.
Which is key.
Which is apparently not that common.
Well, amazing. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, I get complaints all the time that dating in 2024 is trash, the apps are terrible, and I've literally presented you a man who says that he is a good date and a good laugh. Now, I don't know, guys. I'm trying my very hardest to present you with amazing people, and I think I've done my bit now, so you need to do your bit. Please write into the podcast at Single Sounds on Instagram to get his details. And you already know with this one, he'll do everything, pick the venue, and entertain you throughout the evening. What isn't there to love? I'm really looking forward to setting up dates for you. And don't forget to buy tickets for the live show for the 24th of July. I'll be back next week with a lovely single lady, and hope you guys have a great week. And if you're going on any dates, I hope they go well. I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.